to get home. I'm tired of talking. So he says thank you to everybody. So we're going to go ahead and get going again. Welcome to the Oregon Garden. I am very glad you're here with me today. The first thing I point out are two of the wetland ponds. There's one on either side of the tram, and this first right-hand curve, pond 5 is on the left, pond 6 is on the right. In pond 6, all week long, we've been seeing a mommy mallard duck and her little baby ducklings. Now, I haven't seen them yet today, but the 2 tours ago, the rear trailer saw them as I went past. And they said the mommy was kind of bringing them up off the side of the pond. So they're still hanging around in this pond. The babies are tiny, mommy's all brown, daddy's got the dark green head because they're mallards. Here to the left is the first art sculpture I get to show you. That is Bufo the toad, and Bufo is with us all year long. The very first garden put into the Oregon Garden is directly in front of us. It will be on our left after I turn. This is our conifer garden. Our conifer garden features over 800 varieties of conifers from all over the world. It's such an extensive collection, and we have ones that are so rare. The Western region of the American Conifer Society has named this a reference garden for educational purposes. Here at the second entrance, the tallest trees are weeping sequoia. Back in the children's garden, they call those the Dr. Seuss trees. If you have any questions about conifers, talk to the gentleman there in the brown coveralls. His name is Doug. He's the conifer specialist, and he is amazing. Here to the left, the little plants on the outside of the rocks, those are heath and heather.
You said that?
Here to the right-hand side, this is our amazing water garden. The ponds out here have both plants as well as animals. Now, I'm not sure if the babies are down there or not, but there's a mommy mallard in the first pond closest to the trail where the folks are standing, and the daddy's right behind her, but I don't know if there's any babies over there or not. Do you see babies? Okay, she's saying the babies are over there. So in that pond, the big open pond where both the 2 adult ducks are, the babies are somewhere in that pond. So that means when she took them out of that pond over there, she brought them over here. So that's a really great place to see the babies right now. We don't always get the chance to see them, so if you're interested. So the Amazing Water Garden has 9 different ponds. The ponds have both plants as well as animals. Out there you'll find koi, little fish, bullfrogs, little frogs, tadpoles, and occasionally a green heron comes to fish from those ponds. On the left is our bosque. Bosque is a Spanish word that means woods or forest. Out there we have 40 Pacific sunset maples and 4 reflecting pools, 1 in each corner. That area can be used for things like wedding receptions or other social activities, even at nighttime because the trees light up. And when those trees change to their fall colors, the reflection in those pools are remarkable. Coming up on the left, the next garden will be our autumn garden. It has the wooden post with all the names of the original sponsors of the garden. We're very grateful to those folks. And then next to that on the left is our sensory garden. This area is intended to enliven all 5 of your senses. We invite you to look, listen, touch, and smell. This dark green plant at eye level, that's a California lilac. On the right-hand side is our theme garden. That area, they will plant a picture drawn out of annual plants when they transplant those into the garden. Next to that on the right is our pump house with the eco-friendly roof on top. That little building was featured in the National Geographic magazine for being a green building. On the left, we have 2 home display gardens. This first one sponsored by Al's Garden Center out of Woodburn. The second one on the left, sponsored by Garland Nursery out of Corvallis, with a beautiful white wisteria up on top. The hillside on the right, in addition to having a beautiful butterfly chair up on top, has a wide variety of hardy fuchsia. They'll be blooming probably by June, and they bloom clear into October. On the end on the left is our incredible edible garden. The tall skinny trees inside the fenced area, those are columnar apples. All the plants out here with a green sign at the base have something on the plant that's edible. The tree on the corner is our quince tree. On the right-hand side is our medicinal garden. All the plants with white signs have a homeopathic property. Next to that on the right is an area for a trial seed garden. Proven Winner Seed Company provides the seeds for the annual plants that will be transplanted into that area. Those are still growing in our greenhouse. On the left with the beautiful purple wisteria, that's our home composter demonstration center. That's sponsored by Marion County Solid Waste Management. Lower portion of the property was a working horse ranch before it became the wetlands in the garden. The building on the right was a horse arena and stables. It's now our pavilion. Oregon Garden Foundation raised the money to put in the cement floor. The big room on the inside is our grand ballroom. It's now used for things like weddings, wedding receptions, training conferences, the barn dance, a bike-a-thon, company Christmas parties, award ceremonies, and even Silverton High School senior prom. Coming up here to stop number 3, if you look back and to the left, you see our beautiful waterfall. At the top of the waterfall is an art sculpture that's in the garden year-round. At the bottom of the waterfall is a lily pond with koi in it. The area to our left is our garden green. This is a host location for several activities. During the summer months of July and August, this is where we host movies in the garden. They put a huge inflatable big screen out here on Thursday nights. They show family-friendly movies some weeks and adult movies on others. You can check the website as that gets closer to see what movie is playing each week. On the right-hand side is our tropical greenhouse. That building features a wide array of tropical plants. It's kept at 75 degrees year-round. Now we're in the rose garden. The rose garden features 400 plants, 50 varieties of roses, and our beautiful rose garden gazebo here on the left. This is where weddings often take place. They put white chairs out on the grass for the guests. The bride can come all the way down the stairs in the back up to the gazebo if she'd like to. Last summer we had 80 weddings in the garden. I haven't heard a number scheduled for this year yet. Next on the left, this is our pet-friendly garden. All the plants out here are safe for your animals. Girls, look over here and see these beautiful little sculptures. There's little kids about your size over here next to the lily pond. There's also a sculpture of a dog. It's a bust of a dog. It's down the flat rock path. The head's on a pillar back there. That's Bobby. Bobby the dog lived with his family in Silverton. Bobby and the family went on vacation. They went to Indiana. While they were there, Bobby got lost. The family looked and looked, could not find Bobby. At the end of their vacation, they had to come home without him. And of course, they were very sad. Until 6 months later when Bobby showed up at their restaurant in Silverton, Oregon. He found his way home on his own. That's a true story. City of Silverton now has an annual pet parade in honor of Bobby. The house on the left was the horse rancher's house. The outside is now the fire safety house. It's an 8-point self-guided tour. Each one of the boards tells you ways to make your property fire safe. Going up the hill on the left-hand side, this is our northwest garden. Though the plants are not necessarily native to the northwest, they all grow well here. On the right-hand side is our 22-acre oak savanna. All the oak trees out there are over 200 years old. Confederated tribes of the Grand Ronde helped us restore that hill to its natural condition, and they dedicated the land. Down at the base of the hill are the last 2 of Silverton's wetland ponds. By the time the water exits Pond 24 and goes into Silver Creek, it has come down in temperature 3 to 5 degrees, making it safe for the fish. If you look down the path in front of us on the right-hand side to the big tree at the back with the broken branch, that's our signature oak tree. That oak tree is approximately 400 years old, stands 100 feet in the air, is 23 feet around at the base. Most white oaks only live to be between 200 and 250 years old, so that one's quite elderly. It's been named an Oregon Heritage Tree by the state of Oregon. The big tree on the right with the white flowers, that's our chestnut tree. Coming up here to stop number 4 on the left-hand side, we're still circling the northwest garden. The birdhouses you see throughout the garden are sponsored by the local Audubon Society. If you look up on the hill on the right-hand side in the back, you can see our grape arbor. On top of the arbor are grapes. Run up the posts on the other side of the arbor are hops. Hops are used in the production of beer. On the hillside between us and the arbor are several berry bushes, including blueberries, raspberries, and marionberries. Marionberries were created here in Marion County. That's how they got their name. They were created by Oregon State University. The beautiful magenta bush to our right, that's called an Avondale redbud. those line the highways in Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, and Virginia. My favorite item in the garden is on the right-hand corner in front of us. It is the teddy bear Topiary. He got root bound in his pots, so they moved him out here. He's very happy there. He's just outside the children's garden where you see the railroad crossing sign is inside our children's garden, where we do have a model train set for children of all ages to enjoy. The very first tree put into the Oregon garden is this one on the end on the right next to the statue. That's our 100-year-old Japanese lace leaf maple tree. It was donated to us by a company out of Portland. They needed it moved due to new construction. The only catch was the garden had to go pick it up. They were shocked when they arrived to find the root ball of that tree was the size of a Volkswagen Bug. Going up the hill on the left-hand side, this is our Willamette Valley garden. On the right-hand side is the front of our children's garden. In the center here are the rest of our topiaries. I'm going to slow for photos because I see several of you with cameras up. In the center here are the topiaries as well as the Potts family. That's Ma and Pa Potts and their little boy Clay. In the back on the left are the Dr. Seuss trees I mentioned earlier. Behind them is our Mucky Puzzle tree. Right here next to the tram on the left-hand side is our beautiful dove tree. It's also called a ghost tree. It's the one with the beautiful white flowers. Back inside the children's garden, there's a hobbit hill with a hobbit tunnel, and the sand pit in the back corner has all the bones of a dinosaur buried there. They call him the elusive Cementosaurus. Coming up here to stop number 5, out in the center on the left is our Axis fountain. Right next to the tram on the left-hand side is our trial seed garden.